Hello, my friends, data scientists, data analysts, learners, students, and data professionals. Today, I'm going to start a series of how to build models, how to create data not that are clean, that are not distorting the prediction, and that are not violating any of the OLS assumptions, as well as the coefficient interpretations are not inflated or deflated or are absurd. So to clean up such observations, we are going to start a series here. It will be at least three-part series, could be more. So in the first part, we begin with collection of the data. So here I do that with this data file that I have on my drive, and I have this data. And as usual, using the pandas library, we can see the data columns. Okay, once we run this, we will see, you see here, you can see when we do df.columns, we see that columns. So we have this columns had school and state, those are strings, and graduation rate, percent class under 20, student faculty ratio, alumni giving rate, those are the numeric columns. So for carrying out regression analysis to make a model that is able to make accurate predictions as well as the coefficients are correctly interpreted, we rename the data. Here I am going to show you renaming of the data. These columns are first df.column.str.strip. I am doing this because the column has these strings and graduation rate and percent classes under 20. If we don't have strings, then we will not get these in the index, and these columns will not be, they will provide a key error. That's why we're adding this df.columns.strip. We're stripping the strings, and now we select the columns. We are not selecting the school and state, where those are the strings and objects. We are only selecting the numeric columns, which are graduation rate, I call that as x1, percent of classes under 20, call that x2, student faculty ratio, call that x3, alumni giving rate, call that y. So y is the dependent variable, and x1, x2, x3 are the predictors. On the basis of these three predictors, we are going to get the multiple regression function of fitted line and fitted values. Okay, so with that, I have here, just for the sake of checking the data, here you can see x1 has this series, x2 has this series, and x3 has this and that. The data size is, you can write that if you want, but I did not write. Data size is 4 columns and observations are 48. Excuse me. So 48 columns. Now, the first step always is, before we form the model, one of the important thing is when you have the data, you see if the data has outliers that will push the model astray. If data has outliers that will distort the variables and the values. So to see that, we need to check the outliers from the raw data. Once we have corrected the raw data, identified the raw data, if there are any, and then second stage is to see if those outliers are influential or they are just harmless. That comes one. Today's lesson, we are just going to identify the outlier variables, outlier values within each of these variables. Okay, so for that, let's start with first identifying raw outliers. Raw outliers, well, let me make sure. Raw outliers is going to be a list, and here for call in new df dot columns, or call in new df dot columns q1 comma Q3 equals new df call, let's access the column, new df call that quantile, excuse me, quantile, and 0.25 is the lower quantile and 0.75 is the higher quantile, which you can say 25th first quantile and third quartile. And then we Q1, once we have quartiles created, let's create IQR equals Q3. IQR is Q3 minus Q1. Okay, we created IQR, and then low high equals Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR. Okay, that will give us the lower outliers, lower level outliers, and upper level is going to be Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR will give us higher level outliers. So any values falling below Q1 is an outlier. Any values falling above Q3 plus 1.5 IQR is an outlier. Okay, that is the idea to get IQR rule. And so how do we get that? New df dot index, we're going to get the values of the index on the basis of index. So when we see the value, it will be showing in the index. And let's get new df call less than low, that is 1, right? Less than low. And let's get this new df call greater than high. Okay, that will be, those will be the outliers that to list. All right, once we have done that, so let's put that in a variable. Let's store this line in a variable called idx so that we can call it. Okay, so it is just saying that these values index will be shown, the outlier values, not the value itself, but the index where the outlier is, that will be shown. Okay, so raw outliers dot append, we're going to append that with variable is going to be column, comma, outlier observation index, IDs are going to be IDX. Okay, are going to be IDX. Okay, oh, here I have IDAX, so IDX. Okay, and then once we have that, to render that, let's do this raw outliers dot df. We are converting into the data frame so that we can render it. PD dot data frame. So what is in that is going to be raw outliers. Okay, raw data outliers will be rendered. Now display. What we're going to display? We're going to display raw outliers df. That is what we're going to display. So now let's look at the results, what we see in rendered. Let's look at this. Okay, now you see here the outliers for each variable. So we see no outlier in x1, no outlier in x2, empty list, but x3 has 32 as outlier. So this 32 is the index. So in the list of 48 schools, 32nd school is the outlier, and there is no outlier in predictor variable y. Okay, so now To make sure to pin that down, what is that 32nd index? Which school is that? For that, let's write this here. df.lock 32. Let's check this. Okay, 32. So once we check this, you will see which one is that. Here you can see clearly, you can see here our observation index number 32 was University of Florida. It was a state in Florida. Graduation rate was 67%. Let me pull this a little bit. The graduation rate of that school is 67%. Percentage class under 20 was 31. There were 31% of classes where enrollment was less than 20. Student faculty ratio was 23. So that, and alumni rate was 19. So this was an outlier of the 48 universities that we saw. So you can see, you can pin down the exact observation, which observation was outlier and that. Now, to show it, illustrate it more concretely, let's look into let's put in the box plot, okay? Do this box plot to visualize the outlier. So in the box plot, it should show that the outlier value is outside the whiskers. Okay, so let me just PLT, start with colors equals, I want to give different color to different box. That's why I'm writing this. It's going to be teal. Second is going to be tomato. Third is going to be dark, let's make it green. And fourth is going to be steel blue. Okay, those are the colors. Let's go for the plot now. PLT that figure. I am just showing the outlier in pictorially. Figure big size equals, I want to make it 14 and 6. Height, width and height. Okay. After that, for I.call in new df in enumerate. Okay, new df.column, new df.columns. We are doing this because we have more than one, right? So we have to loop it, for loop. Okay, PLT that subplot. Okay, in this it's going to be 2 rows and 2 columns. Starting first picture is going to show at index 1. Okay, SNS that box plot. Okay, we're going to put the box plot, and here is going to be, Y is going to be new df that call, comma, colors. Color is going to be colors of I. Just going to check the I. Okay, one color for one. Okay, PLT that X label is going to be column labels, which will be x1, x2, x3. PLT that Y label is going to be empty, so that there is no clutter around the pictures, around boxes. And then here PLT that title layout, and the overall title of the plot, PLT that subtitle. Overall title, we want to give the overall title is going to be box plot plots to visualize the outliers. Okay, and comma, Y equals 1.04. This is just a padding between headline and the picture canvas. Font size equals 18, comma, font weight equals bold. Okay, this is just to differentiate the headline from that thing. PLT that show. Okay, we're going to show the picture. Now, let's run it and we will see if there are this outlier that we found, index number 32, if that is visible in the pictures or not. Let's run it. There you can see. You see the pictorial? You can clearly see, look, X1, whiskers, we look into the whiskers. See, nothing beyond this upper whisker, nothing beyond lower whisker. Similarly for this. But for X3, we see one beyond the upper whisker. There is one outlier. So that was the index 32 that we saw. And when we pinned it down, it was the University of Florida with those kind of characteristics. So this way we saw. So in this example, this is just one simple example to illustrate the fact that how can we check the outliers, how can we pin exactly the outliers, and then carry out the cleanup task before doing any regression model running. Before all of that running and making predictions, we identify the outliers this way. And then second step comes if this outlier is harmful or harmless. Harmless, if it is harmless, we would not need to do anything on this outlier. Just acknowledge that there is one outlier. But if it is harmful, then we will need to do cleanup, remedial tasks, which could include removing this observation, which could include transforming this. But to do all of the remedial tasks, we are going to need to have to identify if this outlier is influential or not. If it is not influential in distorting the fitted line, fitted values, the predicted values, then we don't need to do anything. It's not meaningful to carry out any remedial tasks. But if this outlier is influential, then we need to carry out the remedial tasks. Part 2 of this series will show you how to identify the influential variables, the influential observations. Part 2 will be influential observations, and part 3 will carry out some of the remedial tasks. So this is what I wanted to explain to you today. This is as soon as a data scientist, data analyst finds the data, this is the first step. When that data scientist has this idea in the mind of prediction and coefficient interpretation, this is the first step. This is the first task every data scientist, every analyst must carry out. It is as important as model. This is a diagnostic. It is as important as identifying the proper functional form of the model, identifying the proper variables of the model so that there are no problems of multicollinearity, there are no problems of other distortions. First task is to identify the raw data outliers. So I hope this is clear to you. Practice on this. This is how step 1 goes. In the step 2, step 3, and 4, we will carry out to the end of this, including running of the regression and making some predictions. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel where you will learn complete statistical analysis, complete econometric analysis, and data science activities, tasks with Python. This is the channel you will get all full knowledge and you will be strengthened in your data science analysis task. Subscribe to this channel, follow this channel. Please wait for the next lesson after this. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye for now.